This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, a bit road planner, Kempower and bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? Today we're gonna test Volkswagen ID Buzz. This is a long wheelbase GTX. It's almost 5 meters long. The regular bus, well, the short bus rear-wheel drive is only around 4.7 meters or 4.7, yeah. So it's 25 centimeters longer. It's a 7-seater. This is the proper family car. But I want to test efficiency or consumption, because the short bus uses the what's called ABRP 310 motor, the 204 horsepower, 150 kilowatt power motor. This uses the ABRP 550 motor in the rear and is more efficient. But then it has a smaller front motor, around 100 horsepower or something. But is it then more efficient because the drivetrain is more efficient, or is it thirstier because it's GTX, it's all-wheel drive, and also it's bigger and heavier? It weighs, don't remember, around 300 kilograms more because of more seats and more meat, I was going to say, more German steel. So let me show you now. See here, finally we get a proper bus. We have the seats here, we also have the seats in the back, and then despite that we have 3 rows, we actually have, where's the opening? Yeah. We actually have okay trunk space. Many 3-row cars, whatever, right? 7-seaters, they will have tiny space in the back here. But here, it actually works. And you can also slide the seats a little bit forward and backward the way you want it. So, all right. And then what else do we need to know? I guess not much. It's just the same, I don't know what you call this, ID interior. There's some plastic fantastic here and there. No massage, at least. Wait, oh no, we have massage. My bad, we have massage. Yeah. Memory seat massage, you know, the German massage is wonderful. And you just, yeah, you recognize all of this as you know it, the ID cars. So, this is the 91 kilowatt hour battery, and I measured 84.6 kilowatt hour net capacity. Yeah, by specification is 86, but I never ever gotten this by specification net capacity on the MEB cars. But we don't need to measure that again. We already know what it is. We'll just measure the consumption. So we'll go the route. Have somewhat limited time today, but we will at least measure that we go the 66 kilometer loop to Strandlykkja is right over here somewhere. I'm not sure. Don't see Morsko. Yeah, I think it's no. Yeah, I think it's here. Yeah, here. If I do this, there, start. Then the car will estimate how many percent we will arrive with, but it doesn't show you the percent round trip. We have 70% now. Yeah, so that's a bit minus. Plus, that it tends to be a bit optimistic on that regard. Or it seems like it doesn't adjust or learn the pattern of your own driving style. So in 1,000 kilometer challenge, it kept missing the target, kept being over optimistic because I was hammering it. Well, okay, anyway, we're gonna reset some stuff. I need to also, well, actually, I don't really need to, yeah, you have to fire up the ignition. Okay. I'm gonna go to the car. You can go here and then click on the car here. Normally I will also check the distance here with decimal, but we don't need to check that. We already checked that in the 1,000 kilometer challenge. This car underreports by 0.8%. They haven't fixed this yet. It's red, but it shows as white here. But in the app, it actually shows the correct color. So in the beginning, when they released this, I think it was 2-3 years ago, the app always showed a yellow ID Buzz, regardless of what color it was. Or maybe it wasn't a Buzz, it was actually the ID4, yeah, I reviewed back then. But okay, whatever. But they fixed it in the app. Why don't they fix it in the infotainment? Ich weiß nicht. But okay, let's reset and then off we go. Well, before I go, I need to highlight something here. Okay, these are the dividers for, well, in the center console. You can move them as you wish or remove them. But do you see that this is an ice scraper? Huh? Very smart. But not only that, here, it's a bottle opener. Huh? They promote drinking and driving. No, I mean it could be for soda, but it's very smart that you already have one part. Wait, okay, it's a bit clumsy. There. You already have the part here. Why don't you give it several functions? Brilliant. Okay, we start doing the high-speed test first. Yeah, 120 kilometers per hour. The high speed. Yeah, any Germans here? So then that's 120 GPS speed. And we have auto steer active. It's doing a good job. Yes. And remember to always be in B mode for the best efficiency. Outside we have 19.5 degrees Celsius. Nice hot weather. Actually warmer than the previous runs I had with the other bus. But okay, we'll try to figure out if this is more efficient than the short bus. When it comes to the noise level, first when I drove this car, I thought, it's quieter. Well, it turns out that the short bus I tested was with 21-inch wheels, and here we have 20-inch, and that's probably why it is actually a little bit quieter. But I guess if it matters, you can go for 20-inch or maybe even 19 if that fits this car. But when it comes to ride comfort, because it has a longer wheelbase, it actually has nice and comfy ride. Okay, it feels a bit, it feels a bit bus, it feels a bit van when you drive it, but not that much van compared to some other vans. I feel like I'm driving something between an SUV and a van, so it's still a nice and comfy ride. You sit more like this, right? Not like this, more like a bus, you know. So I mean, I like it, the way it rides and the way it handles, and of course, it's a German car, so it's gonna be good. Oh, we're heading back now, but we have some Baustelle over here. I saw it on the way here, so I compensated by going a little bit faster. Fortunately, it's not that long, but yeah, it will mess up the consumption slightly, but we just ABC, always be compensating. All right, the consumption was 277 watt-hour per kilometer before correction, so it's actually lower than that. Oh, very good. Let's test 90 then. All right, 93 here, 90 GPS speed. Yeah, jumping a bit up and down. Also, check the car scanner. The battery is nice and well tempered, 26 degrees Celsius. So it's not over hot or it's not too cold. And outside is 19 degrees. So it should be good for consumption, right? These boxy cars or vans, they are more affected by outside temperature than more aerodynamic cars. So we just go the same route again. I'm just curious if you go here to the optimizer. Yeah, you can take 125. This 91 kilowatt battery can take 200 kilowatts, fairly flat at the bottom. So wonderful speed, and it's only 400 volt architecture. This car doesn't have any brand on the speakers. I don't know, maybe it's just in-house Volkswagen. But let's test the sound system, shall we? Well, sounds okay, huh? So far.
Yeah, let's go. I know I'm
Wow.
like it's a runaway. I'ma live life in style.
There's actually some bass here. Okay, it doesn't go as deep as Bang & Olufsen or Burmester, but still.
We gon' live right now.
I'm not sure if there's a subwoofer here, but I mean, at least it has the full spectrum. Also quite crisp in the treble. Okay, next one. I'll try another set of songs this time. You guys are probably bored of the regular sound test. Maybe I should change it up. But yeah, especially here, the treble is nice and crisp without being over crisp. And also, when it comes to channel separation, it seems like they have good channel separation, so you actually feel the width of the song also, the instruments, and how it spreads. It's not more concentrated towards the middle in the cheaper systems. And still that bass. Ooh, this is nice and enjoyable. Wow. Huh? Actually very good for a van. Okay, third, last song, probably 3 songs enough. Again, natural.
I hear Arizona's pretty. I guess I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and get this immersive sound, immersive feel. Even though I switch off every effect, whatever, and equalizer is flat, no effect, nothing, as pure as possible.
I'm afraid you'll say you're happier where
Wow.
you are. And you really
And the
don't
bass is also very linear. I like it. No weird peaks here and there.
when you're far away, is it weighing on your heart? I know it treats you well, but I can't love you more than my soul now.
Wow.
My soul now. Let me show you that I can love you
I mean,
more than
for a van, this is some of the best I heard in a van. Vans, they usually have, I don't know, compromises and not that good sound system, but here, it's like you're sitting in a sedan or SUV, not a big van.
girl I see.
Oh, great. Wait, I need to test something else here. Let me see. I need to crank up the volume. We find a suitable song. Just crank up the volume. Okay, that was maximum, so it doesn't go that loud. But I tried some other songs earlier, and when you crank it to the max, the bass starts clipping. It depends how the volume was on that song. So, okay, it doesn't go that loud as a high-end system, but at least it sounds really good. So if I would give it score, maybe 7 out of 10. Really good stuff, but it's German, you know, it's gotta be good. Well, the result, 197 watt-hour per kilometer before correction. Dude, I think this van is more efficient than fat e-tron. Okay, but I'm also going to do a little charging test afterwards. So I have 33%, I need to bring it low. And then, well, here, yeah, it will be better eventually. Well, we are now at Ioniq charging up. I discharged 10%. I'm trying to document what's going on here with the charging session. I'm going to compare it against an all session, but it seems like Volkswagen have done some improvements. So the cooling should start soon. Okay, but whatever, I'll cover this in another video. But wow, look at that. 500 amp. Well, I don't know, it reports a little bit over, but I think this is misreported. In the charger screen, it shows 500 amp. And then, yeah, 200 kilowatt, more or less. So the test today was to check if this long bus was more efficient than the short bus, or maybe thirstier because it's all-wheel drive. At least the result here shows that, well, the temperature was lower on the short bus run. Yeah, I'm guessing that actually if we draw it on the same temperatures, then maybe the short bus would be slightly more efficient. But then the short bus also had a 21-inch wheel, but it's Hankook versus Continental Eco Contact. So it's kind of hard to guess, but I think you actually don't lose out that much with a long bus, simply because you have a more efficient but also more powerful rear motor. And then of course, because it's heavier, then it has slightly more rolling resistance. But also, you see, at least in this comparison, we haven't tested that many vans. Okay, I excluded some of the smaller vans, like there was a Nissan, it's like a pizza van, you know, it's smaller. But at least the bigger ones here and passenger vans, then the ID Buzz actually has the best range, simply because of the combination of relatively efficient car, but also big enough battery. MIFA 9 also did it well. Yeah, it's, I don't know, van, minivan, something like that. And then short bus in the middle, and then EQV was a cold run, so it's a bit unfair, okay. And then Space Tour, but that has a smaller battery, but also it wasn't that efficient. So yeah, at least now you see that you can go for this passenger van. You get plenty of space, very practical versus short bus, and you still get good efficiency, and it actually goes like a rocket. I measured CO2 100 in 6 seconds versus the short bus that did it in around 9.5 seconds. So this is a lot more fun to drive, way better practical solution, and then also you get the range and the efficiency, and the chargers quite schnell. So that's gonna be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.